Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jayson. Nice to see you again. This afternoon, our topic of training will be the introduction of SuperMap iServer, iPortal, SuperMap iServer, iPortal, and iClient. At first, I will introduce you the I will generally introduce you SuperMap iServer and iPortal and iClient using PowerPoint. And later, I hope that all of you can follow me to follow me to do one of the exercise. That is using SuperMap iPortal as the web dashboard builder, and you can follow me to make your own dashboard. Okay, let's start. So first, this is the SuperMap iServer introduction, and the content of this topic will be these three: the product positioning, product capabilities, and the product packages. First, it is the product positioning, and we can see this diagram is showing all the SuperMap products, and SuperMap iServer is the core product inside of Cloud.js platform. And as we know, the Cloud.js platform is the it's like a bridge, and we can use the Cloud.js platform to connect between multiple terminals, such as PC terminals, such as mobile, such as browsers. For example, if we after we use the SuperMap iDesktop to make your data, like to import the data from outside and then process the data, and then we can use iDesktop to do some mapping and to create the layout. After we prepare the GIS data, we can publish our data to service using SuperMap iServer. So actually, the capability of iServer is very easy to understand. It can help us to share our data, and it is the GIS publisher. So we will start from SuperMap iServer today. And this slide is showing the product positioning. SuperMap iServer mainly has three roles. The first one, it is an enterprise GIS server, which can provide us the capability of 2D and 3D GIS service, the enterprise level server, and it is cross-platform. That means iServer has the version of it has the Windows version and the Linux version. And the second one, iServer, is the service GIS development platform. And it is service-oriented architecture and provide the service-oriented components. That means iServer is very easy to do the extension development. We can not only use the existing functions of iServer, such as we publish the map service, publish the data service, publish the 3D service, but also we can define our own service type. Such as if I have one data, it's not related to GIS, but I still want to I want to integrate it with the GIS spatial data, and I still want to use iServer to publish it as a service, as a REST service. So we can do some extension development based on iServer. It's very easy, and then we can create a new type of service. And the third one, it is iServer also has the client development toolkit, and this toolkit we call it as iClient. That means iServer publishes the data as service, but this service is very hard to be used by the clients directly. That means That means later I will show you what is the service of iServer. And actually for a service, we cannot see anything from it. We can only do in the interface or in the page of iServer, we can only know the capability of this service, the information, the attributes of this service, but and even we can see the map. But if we want to create our own application, GIS application, we still need to use the iClient, based on iClient, to do the secondary development. So these are three roles of iServer. And our target users or iServer's target users, they can be the GIS professionals. They can publish GIS service with SuperMap iServer, and they can be application developers. That is, after we publish the service, when we do our own GIS application, then the developers need to use the iServer often, and they need to check the API. They need to maybe to manage the service and then to construct their own application systems, and also the system administrators. That means sometimes in some big project, there are two roles. The one is system administrators, and another one is the service user. And the service user can be normal user, also can be the application developers. And the system administrators, its capability or its responsibility is to manage all of this service. They can set the configuration, set the permission of every service. For example, the service A is published for the application 1, and the service B is published for the application 2. And we want to define that the user of application 2 cannot access the service of the service A. So we can define the permission of every service and the permission of every users. All right, and the second one is product capabilities. As we mentioned earlier, the main capability of iServer is, the first one is the enterprise level GIS server. It can help us to publish the server. And the second one is the service GIS development platform. Okay, and this slide is showing the GIS, some of the GIS service and their capabilities. iServer can publish a lot of types of services. For example, the map service is mainly provides the map capability, and it can provide us the functions of map browsing, zooming, panning, and map measurement, map query, and create the thematic map. Here, maybe we need to notice that in some other GIS platform software, they divide the map service into map service and image service. But in SuperMap, we combine these two into one. That means this map service can not only publish the vector data, but it can also publish the image data, such as the satellite image. Satellite image data, we can even combine the image data and vector data into one map and then publish it as a map. And the second one is data service. Data service is another important service type in iServer. In some other GIS platform, it's called as data service. Sorry, maybe my network environment is not good enough. And can you wait me for half minutes? I want to change my network. All right, I already changed my network. And let me share the screen again. Okay, let's continue. How about now? Is it better? 你把你的麦稍微打开一点点声音，我可以听到，效果怎么样 ？Okay, and just now we are where are we? Oh yeah, we are talking about the data service, and data service is another important service type of iServer, and it can provide us the capability of query on data source and data size. This query is similar as the map service query. So we can understand like both of map service and data service can provide the capability of query. But another one or another feature of data service is it can support the online editing. And we can, based on data service, to add some new features to our data or to delete or to modify our data on that set. That means, for example, if we want to create a transportation application, and in this transportation application, there is one function which is to manage suggest the hole or the disaster around the road, and and on the website, we want to allow the users to submit a new feature, to submit a new hole on the map. Then the administrator can monitoring where is the new event or where's the new issue raised by our user, and then they can send some person to go to on-site to check that position. So that one is based on data service. That is, we can, based on data service, to send a post request, POST. We can send a post request to the server, and in the request body, there will be the information, the spatial information, the attributes of this feature, and send this post request to server, and when server gets it, server will modify or will add this data, will add this feature or this new point or new polygon to the data set. So on this way, that means if you know the link of data service, that means it is possible that everyone can edit the data. So it's not circular, it's not circular enough, right? So we also, to solve this problem, we also have some other functions to avoid this kind of issue. And I will talk with you later. So this is data service. The main function of data service is it can support the online editing. And next one is the spatial analysis service. Spatial analysis is the important capability in GIS. Here listed some of the spatial analysis functions, such as clip, erase, delete, identify, intersect, union, update, XOR for geometric objects and data size, and also buffer analysis, spatial relation, linear referencing, extract contour lines. To be easily understanding, we can say there are two types of spatial analysis. One is overlay analysis, such as the clips, the erase, the delete. They are all overlay analysis. And another one, we can think it is the surface analysis, such as the extract the contour lines, such as the interpolation analysis that is based on the point to generate a raster data, that is surface analysis. And besides these two types, there are some others like buffer, like spatial relation. So this kind of this service provides us the capability of we can do the spatial analysis online. And next one is the network analysis service. It's easy to understand, right? Network analysis is related to the network data set. That means only when we publish our data and our data including more than one network data set, then we can publish it as a network analysis service. It can provide us the capability of optimal path analysis, the traveling salesman analysis, the multiple traveling salesman analysis, service area analysis, location analysis, closed facility analysis. And for all of this, I will show you later on a real example. Okay, and another four service type supported by server. We can see the first one is traffic transfer analysis. This traffic transfer analysis is different with the network analysis. The network analysis functions are such as the best path analysis. That is based on the network, based on the simple network. We want to go to point B from point A, and which road or which path is the best one, is the lowest. It has the lowest cost. So that one for this requirement, we need to use network analysis. But traffic transfer analysis is mainly focused on the public transportation, such as metro, such as bus, and it can provide us the capability is, for example, if I want to go to point B from point A by bus, then how can I do it? So it will return us the result. So like you need to follow the road A and walk 100 meters, and then take the bus 1 to the bus 1 line, and then you need to transfer to bus 2 at which station, and you need to get out from bus 2 at which station, and then you need to walk from this station, like along which road, then you can arrive at point B. So this is traffic transfer analysis. It's mainly focused on the bus, the public transportation. And next one is the address matching service. This is mainly focused on the address matching, or that means if we have the POI, and it can support us, like there are two functions. The first one is geolocation functions. That is, we can input the name of address. Then this service can help us to find the position of this address. The result is an coordinates. And another one is if we know the coordinates and we want to know the address, then we can input the coordinates, and then we can get the result of address. It's a description of address. So this is address matching service. And next is the 3D analysis service. The 3D service and 3D network analysis service. As we mentioned yesterday, SuperMap's product is 2D and 3D integration. So not only 2D data, 2D spatial data can be published as service. We can also support the 3D model. We can publish them as 3D service. And besides the traditional 3D model or traditional 3D service, there is another spatial one, which is 3D network service, 3D network analysis service. That is, we can publish our 3D network data sets as the 3D network analysis service, such as the underground pipeline. It has different level, right? And it has the height. Everyone has the height or deep. The different pipeline has different depths. So we can make this kind of data as a 3D network data set and then publish it as a 3D network analysis service. And inside of this 3D network analysis service, there are some functions. For example, the pipe burst analysis. It is if in this pipeline network, if one of the points or one of the valve burst, the water is flowing outside everywhere. And so we want to get the result, which is the closest valve on the upstreaming of this point. And which user or which area of users will be affected by this burst. So this kind of functions we can achieve by the 3D network analysis service. And another one is the geometry service. That is, with no needs of map or data service, we can achieve the functions of measure area, distance, and transfer coordinates. Sorry. That is, we don't need to publish anything, but but iServer can provide us the capability of measurement of transform coordinates. That is, the input will be a request, will be a geometry. The geometry is one of the spatial feature type on the website. Then we construct the geometry and send it to the server, and the server will come back us with the results. Like if we have the geometry and we want to transfer, we want to convert this geometry from like Mercator coordinate system to the WGS 84 coordinate system, we can use this geometry service. All right, and besides of this GIS capability service, there are some other services which can help us more easier to achieve our daily requirements. Or we can understand like this kind of service is advanced GIS service, such as the distributed analysis service. This is based on the big data technology. And the distributed analysis, actually the function is similar as earlier, such as some overlay analysis, we want to get the union area of two data sets. But if the data is too big, then the traditional spatial analysis service is not enough to meet our requirements. On this time, we need to use distributed analysis service. And this one is based on the big data technology, and there will be one master node and some child node, or one master and some child node. When the master node get the request from the client side, client terminal, then it will distribute this task to other child nodes, and all of these nodes will work together to get the result. So it will enhance the performance of spatial analysis. And the real-time data service is mainly focused on the real-time data. For easy understanding, the iServer can access the data from WebSocket. As we know, WebSocket is one of the how to say it, is a kind of middleware or it's middle between the software system and the hardware system. Such as if we have the sensor from IoT, for example, the sensor to monitor the temperature, right? And it is continuously send data to the server. Then for the biggest differences between the real-time data service and other service is the other service, they are all just get a request and feedback a result. But the real-time data service is we get the request continuously. And then if you need, I can feedback the result continuously. So this is the differences between real-time data service and the other service. And the data catalog service is for us. We can use this to easily manage our spatial data, such as if we want to, if we not only want to publish the spatial data, but also we want our user, they are from the client side. We also want them to upload their own data and publish their data as service. So in this time, we need to use data catalog service and to receive the data uploaded by the user. And the data streaming service is the data streaming service and real-time data service. They are cooperate with each other, and the data stream service is the getting data continuously, and real-time data service is outputting data, outputting results continuously. All right, and besides all of this service, besides all of these capabilities can be used by the user. This slide is showing the service management capabilities. Here we can see, here we can publish our own data, and we can configure the cluster of iServer, and we can check the logs, and we can manage the users, and we can check the license, and we can do some configuration of all of our service. So iServer also provides the service management capability. All right, and besides of how to share or how to publish our service, this is now we have a question: how can I use them? Right? After I get the service, it's only a URL. It's only several of URLs links, and but how we use these links? So we use SuperMap iClient to achieve the specific function on client side. And these are some of the examples, and later I will show you real samples. Okay, and this now the slides what you are seeing is the besides of the existing functions of iServer, like publish different kinds of service, and how to manage the service, how to use the service. These are all existing functions or existing capabilities of iServer. But if it still cannot meet our requirements, then iServer is also very easy to do the extension development. We can say it's allowed to construct industrial service components for all service layers and construct custom business components quickly, and realize dynamic linkage, integrate of service layers, and manage custom service easily. So here we need to notice that if you want to do the extension development of iServer, you need to use Java language to do the developing, to do the coding. Okay, now we go to the third one, which is the product packages. Here, actually, I just list different types of products here. We can see the first one is the official website, like the download page of iServer, and the products package. It has these 4 types. The first one is the install package. Like we can after we download it, we can install, and when we install iServer, it will check the license drive on your PC, and if there's no, if this is the first time for all of you to use iServer, then it will automatically install the license drive, and the ZIP, the zip package, is a full package of iServer, and we can see it has the iServer 10i4 Windows 32 bytes and Windows 64 bytes, and there is iServer 10i4 Linux. So for different OS like Windows and Linux, we need to use different package, but they have the same function and the same license. They are using the same license. And next one is the WAR package. WAR package, how to explain it? I'm not sure whether you know what is Tomcat. Tomcat web package, this kind of software, we call it as middleware. We call it as middleware. Like Tomcat is the most popular middleware. And for other kinds of package, like the install package, zip package, deploy package, they are all based on Tomcat directly. And Tomcat provides some basic capability to iServer. But if you don't want to use Tomcat, you want to use other middleware, then you can download the WAR package, and then you need to deploy iServer on other middleware by yourself. And the last one is deploy packages. Deploy packages, actually, it is similar with the zip package. The deploy package is the differences between zip package and the deploy package is the deploy packages don't have the sample data and sample services. So it's kind of the in the production environment. Like it's not for us to learn iServer or to check, to test iServer. It's highly suggested to use the deploy package because there is no any other useless information, useless data. We can and the volume of this deploy package is small. And yesterday in the link we shared, it is also the deploy package. Okay, thank you. So this is the introduction of iServer. And after this PowerPoint, I want to show you the interface of iServer. Okay, first, I think all of you already downloaded the link, the iServer package, the link we shared yesterday.我这里操作怎么这么慢呢？就是我这边操作视频好久才看得到。Okay, and we can see now this is the package of iServer, and actually, after we download it, what we can see is only a zip file, right? And we can go to the zip file. Then this is iServer, and how to start it iServer? We can go to the bin folder, bin, the bin folder, and there is one startup.bat. Yeah, this one, the startup.bat. Just double click to startup iServer. And how to close iServer? It is in it's also here, and there is a shutdown.bat. Shutdown.bat. And if you know the developing, if not you know Tomcat, you will see that this is the same as Tomcat. Okay, and here I already started I already started this iServer. You can see, and when you double click the startup.bat, then there will be a CMD window. This black window is the CMD window of iServer, and at the same time, if we open the task manager, we can see there is one open JDK platform binary, and this is iServer. All right, and it's suggested to double click shutdown.bat to close iServer. But also, if you want to end the task here, it's also okay. But please do not close the iServer by click this one. By click this one. If you only click this one, then you cannot close iServer normally. And even you cannot close iServer. iServer will always running on your PC. All right, and on this window, first we need to wait a moment, and you need to wait a moment until we see there is the information of here the start server startup in blah blah ms. Until we see this message, that means we already start up iServer. And how to see the interface of iServer? It's very easy. We can open our browser. We can open our browser and then input localhost. And the port is 1890. Okay, now what we see is the page of is the first page of iServer. If this is the first time for us to start up this iServer, then this is the page what we can see. Yeah, here I will zoom in. All right, can you see it here? The localhost 1890. We only need to import localhost colon 1890. All right, and in this page, we need to create first. We need to create an administrator account. All right, and here we can import. We can import our administrator. For example, I will import as admin, and the password. Here, and we need to notice that the password length must be 8 to 18 characters. And also, we need to notice that the password must contain 3 types among uppercase, lowercase, number, and the special character. So here I will input one password and then input the password again, confirm the password, then click create. And the second step is to check the system environment. iServer is based on Java, so it will check the GRE information. And don't worry, you don't need to install another GRE here, because the GRE is already built in iServer package, so it will read by server. It will read by server directly. And another one is SuperMap iObject Java. And iObject is the components product of SuperMap. all of the GIS capabilities are provided by SuperMap iObjects. Okay, and then we can click next. And it is the check lessons. If you already have lessons here, and if you have what you have is the trial lessons, then you can see the information of trial lessons. The expiration time is like is May, is 20 for me is 25th May, and for you it will be your trial lessons time. And if you are using the official license, then you can see your official license information here, and then click next. So actually that's all for us to configure the startup of iServer, and we only need to configure it once. At the first time we start up iServer, we only need to configure this once. Okay, and we can click the home page. All right, now this is the home page of SuperMap iServer 10i. We can see in the services, manager, sample code, help, what's new, and this is to switch the language and also log in, right? And inside of services, we can see these are it divide the services. I mean the categorized by types. This is by types. And on the right side is sort all the service by the types of service components. I mean, on the left side, it divides into OGC service, the REST service, handler service, and other service. But on the right side, it divides into map service, data service, 3D service, plotting service, transportation analysis service. And if you are using a full package, you will see there will be a lot of service already. And I want to show you another one. And this is another iServer. And let's take a look at the services. Okay, and now we can see, suggest on the right side, and we can see inside of map service, there are a lot, right? There are a lot of sample service and data service here, and also the 3D service, the plotting service, the transportation analysis service, the 3D network analysis service, spatial analysis service. So we can see for almost all the types of service, we can see some sample service here. Okay, now we back to iServer. And this is our own iServer. There's no service, right? And we can click manager. Then we will go to the management of iServer. And now we need to import the administrator account we created just now. All right, click login. Okay, now this is the interface of background management page of iServer. And we need to know that only if the user have the administrator account or their account has the permission to do the management, they can log in and they can see this package, this interface. But if only a normal user, they only can use the service, but they cannot manage the service. Okay, and here we can click quickly publish service to publish a new one. And in the data source, we can see we support the types of data source. I mean, the source of data, such as from SuperMap type workspace is the most popular one. And also we can, the data can come from another service and also come from other OGC standard service and even it can come from other GIS platforms such as ArcGIS REST map service and even the TPK file. TPK file is the caching format of ArcGIS, right? And after that, we can it's very easy for us to publish a service here. All right, and inside of services, there is the management of service functions, such as the service management, the workspace, the interfaces, the components, and to be honest, we don't need to understand what is the interface, what is components, what is providers. We only need to know that for the first user, for the new coming user, you only need to know like how to publish the service here and how to delete a service. If we want to delete a service, we can go to the workspace, and if there are some services, we can delete the service from here. All right, and then the clusters is this page is help us to establish the cluster of iServer. That means multiple iServer can work together to build a cluster. And logs, this is the log of iServer, and the security. This is the security page is help us to manage the like the users, the user roles, user groups, and also some other such as LDAP. If we already have one LDAP to store our users' information, we can access it here using iServer. That means we don't need to create the users again. We can use the LDAP directly. Okay, and the monitoring. This is showing the monitoring of this server. Is showing the performance, such as the overview. Here is server load, server statistics, email, and the server performance. It is the dashboard is this is in real time and monitoring the performance of server and cluster performance, service access statistics, and email and mapping performance statistics. Email is the email alert. Like we need to configure the SFTP configuration, and then and we can if the iServer has the problem, we can suggest we want to know all the error. Then we can set the level as error and import our email here. So every time if iServer has an error, then it will send an email to your email box. Okay, and also the backup, the task, the lessons, and some global setting. So this is the management of iServer. All right, and for today, we don't need to know more about iServer. I hope that maybe you can try by yourself. And later, I will show you some. Samples. All right. Okay. And here, in the homepage of iServer. Now we're back to the homepage of iServer. In the homepage of iServer, there's another button. It is the sample code. But now if we click the sample code, there's nothing because this is a deploy package. But if you download the full package, when you click the sample code, what you will see is this one. Yeah, this one. And this is showing the SuperMap iClient JavaScript 10i. And on the top, we can see there are a lot of different types of iClients, right? Okay, and later I will introduce you about the iClient. We can take a look first, such as if we choose for leaflet and click examples. And now we can see there are a lot of samples. Yeah, and such as for map service, what we can do, like we can do the query, we can do the measurement, the distance query, the bounds query, the geometry query. There are a lot of a lot of sample codes. And for data service, we can do the data editing, we can do the query, and for thematic map, we can create the client-side thematic map, and the spatial analysis service. There are a lot of service. There are a lot of interpolation analysis, and some buffer, some overlay. Also, the network analysis, like the service area, the closest facility. For example, let's take a look the closest facility. Oh, sorry that the data is in Chinese, but I think it's no problem for us. We can easily change the data to our own data, and we can see on this one there are 3 blue points, right? So these 3 blue points means the facilities, and the yellow point means the event location. And if there is a location, such as there is a traffic accident, then and we have 3 hospitals around this point. So which one is the most closest one? Which one is the closest one? Then we can get the result of this road. Yeah. So that means this one is the closest one. And on the corner, on the right top corner, there is a button named as source. Right? And we can click source. Sorry. Okay, and on the left, yeah, we can see the screen again, right? On the left side, we can see the source. We can see the code of this sample. So and even we can modify the code here and click this button run to run it again. For example, if here I add a new, such as I add a alert. Right? I added an alert here and then run. So we can see there is an alert. There is an alert. Okay, so this site is very easy for us to learn how to develop our own application. All right. Okay. Now this is our first topic, and I'm sorry, Derry or Emma, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we already finished the first topic of the training. So how about if we have a coffee break now, and after the coffee break, we can continue with the content of iPortal. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So let's continue about the iServer and iPortal training. We already finished the part of iServer. I think now all of you already have a general idea of iServer. Let's take a brief summary. iServer is a service spatial data publisher, and it can help us to publish our data to online to service, and we can share our data with others. And I already described a lot of different types of service, such as map service, data service, and And also we can use iClient to use the service. So now let's start the introduction of SuperMap iClient. Okay, so I will give you a brief introduction of SuperMap iClient. It also has two contents. The first one is product introduction, and the second one is product selection, like how to select iClient. Okay, and first, the SuperMap iClient for JavaScript, it is a development toolkit, and it provides a lot of libraries for client GIS application and the unified JS client terminal for consuming full cloud carriages and online services. As we mentioned before, like we use iServer to publish service and use iClient to use the service. And the iClient has 4 types or 4 packages. It is SuperMap iClient for open layers, SuperMap iClient for leaflet, SuperMap iClient for mapbooks GL, and SuperMap client classic. Yeah, and these are some of the features of different library, like Map.js map library used based on open layers 3 or 4, and Leaflet. Leaflet is the lightweight and mobile-friendly open source library, and also Mapbooks GL.js and OpenAIRS, even the OpenAIRS 2. And on the visualization library, we use the DB, we use eCharts, and use MWay to do the data visualization. We can achieve a lot of cool visualization effects. And this is how to access the iClient. First, in our iServer page, do you remember on the iServer page on the top there is examples or samples, right? If you are using the full package, you can click it to get the samples of iClient, and also you can access our link of iClient, which is here I will send it to the. I will send the link to our chat box.在哪儿打字呀？聊天儿。你想在界面上面打字是不是？对，我是想把这个链接发给他们。要不你发我发给他们。就 iClient 点 SuperMap 点 io。啊 iClient 点 SuperMap 点 io。Yeah, sorry. I didn't find where to input the chat message. And iClient 点 SuperMap 点 io. My colleague Qin will help me to send the link there, and we can also see it from here, iClient.supermap.io. Yeah, this one, iClient.supermap.io, and it is basic on the language of your browser. If your browser is in English, then it will show in the English interface. If your browser is in Chinese, then it will show the Chinese interface. Okay. And here you can see a lot of different libraries and examples, like for Leaflet, for open layers, for Mapbooks GL, for Classic, and also the 3D Web GL. All right, let's go back to our PowerPoint. Okay, but I think all of you have a question. Have a question. Like why there are so many different libraries, and which one should I choose? Here we list the. There is a chart, a table to show you how to select the map libraries, and we list all the features of these four these 4 libraries here, like for Leaflet, for open layers, for Mapbooks GL, and iClient Classic. And actually, iClient Classic is based on open layers 2. And for open layers is based on open layers 3 and 4. And we need to notice that the leaflet, open layers, mapbooks, they are all open source. So, and what SuperMap do, what we do based on this, we just do the extension development and package them again and give them the capability of accessing SuperMap services. And also, we developed some new features based on like leaflet or based on open layers. And actually, what we suggest you to choose how to do it. At first, if you only want to develop a lightweight application, that means if your GIS application is not so complex, it only has the functions like showing the data and show some features and edit the data. I mean, the general GIS application, all of you can choose the leaflet. And if you choose, if you want to create a very complex and you have a lot of spatial requirements, then I think you can use the open layers. And another one is the iClan Classic. This is based on open layers 2, and it also has some other features. So most of times we can just use the leaflet directly. And also here is showing some visualization effect based on, and you can also find these samples from our sample library, such as this one is using leaflets with MapV. MapV is another visualization library which can provide, such as you can see the blue line, they are all provided. This kind of effect is provided by MapV. And this is Mapbooks GL and MapV, and leaflet with eCharts. Okay, and Mapbooks GL and eCharts. All right, so it's very easy, right? It's very, it's very easy to understand. Okay, now let's take a look at the page of iClient. For example, for leaflet, we can click the examples of leaflet, and on the left side, there are a lot of samples. We can suggest we can find the visualization, right? And inside of visualization, there is heat map and the cluster and high efficiency point layer. That means there are massive point data can be rendered, and also there are a lot of eCharts effect. Okay, such as the binding on map. Yeah, we can see this effect is very cool. Okay, and also such as others, like this one is, this is the national roads network. We can see there are some animation. Yeah. And also based on MapV, for example, this one. It seems the screen sharing is kind of not smooth, right? Because there is a cool animation, but I'm afraid that you cannot see it. But you can access, you can visit this website by yourself, iClient.supermap.io. And also for every sample, we can get the sample code here. We can get the sample code on the left side, and we can easily modify them and to debug the samples. And it can also help us to understand better for this sample. So if you want to develop your own GIS application, what you need to do? First, you need to prepare your data, right? And you need to use iDesktop to process the data, to do the mapping, and then you need to use iServer to publish your data. After you get your data, then you can refer to the samples here, such as this is for leaflet and also for open layers. There are also a lot of samples for open layers. So you can refer the samples here and get and learn how to develop this sample, and then you can add this function to your own application. So this content is for the developer, for the secondary development. All right. Okay, so that's all about iClient. And our third product today is SuperMap iPortal. So what is iPortal? We can say iPortal is another product inside of Cloud.js platform. And as I mentioned yesterday, the SuperMap Cloud.js platform has 4 carriage: iServer, iPortal, iManager, and i8. Sorry, this is kind of earlier version. It's not iExpress, but i8. And the relationship between iPortal and iServer, we say iServer is responsible for publishing GIS service, and iPortal cooperates with iServer to register the services published by iServer and host iServer to publish service. That means the user can use iPortal to publish service and make use of data of iServer for online mapping, and make use of spatial analysis services of iServer for data insight. And iPortal have another one is it can easily help us to create our own application or dashboard without any coding. Like if you want to have a high customized GIS application, then maybe you need to use iClient to develop by yourself. But if you only want a simple one, you can use iPortal directly, and it can help you to easily create a new one. Okay, and what can SuperMap iPortal do? First is about the resources. iPortal has the function of resource integration, resource sharing, resource management, resource discovery. For resource integration, it's easy to understand. Like if we only have one iServer and we publish the service using this iServer, and we create a GIS application based on the services, then we don't need iPortal. But how about if we have 5 iServers, and every iServer provides different services? Then it's hard for us to find all of these services. We need to consider that if I want to use this data, so which iServer should I go? And if I don't want this user to use the service published by this iServer, so what should I do? It's very hard to manage. It's very complex. So here, iPortal can help us to integrate all of these resources. And just now we were talking about the services, right? But resource is not only services. It also can be data. It can be map. Yeah, map is different with service. As we mentioned before, service has different types, like map service, data service, analysis service. But map is a map. It's not a service. Okay, map is different with map service. So map is also another resource of iPortal. And also 3D is one of the reports. The dashboard is one of the resource, and the web app is also another resource. So iPortal can help us to organize all of this resource. Okay, and here these are some of the features, like the resource integration, resource discovery, resource sharing, resource management, portal customization, and web apps. Okay, this is the earlier interface of iPortal. Later, I will show you the new one. And the user management, the user can sign up and sign in. So first, here I will show you these slides quickly. The resource integration. It can gather all of the all of our GIS resource like scenes, surveys, maps, applications, and data. And display and use resource uniformly. That means for all the resources, we can integrate them into one. And we don't need to consider this resource is provided by which iServer. We don't need to consider about that. We just find which service we need. Okay, and the second one is resource discovery. That is, iPortal provides a lot of functions for us to find the resource we want by fuzzy search, by category sorting, by category filter, by tag filter. We can see on the left side, it divides all of the service into different types, like types, tags, and also the category. Also, and the third one is resource sharing. And for sharing, it is related to the permission. And if I have one server and I only want one of the user, I mean the user is for iPortal. One of the user of iPortal can access my service, or I want only one group of users can access my service, or even the iPortal can manage all of the users based on your real department organization. For example, if there is a company and this company has two departments, Department A and Department B, so we can achieve the functions like the manager of Department A only can manage all the resources published by the user of Department A, and the manager of Department B cannot manage the resources of Department A. So we can make them independent. So there are 4 levels of sharing scopes, like public means everyone can see it, and specified departments or groups. Also the specified users, you want which user can see your resource, and the private means only you can see it. And another one is the proxy. We can see the left side picture, and you can notice that there are 2 URL, right? The URL is this is the URL, and the proxy address is another one. So this is related to one of the knowledge we mentioned just now. Do you remember the data service, right? And the data service provides us the capability of online editing of data. So how if one of the user knows this URL? That means he or she can delete all of the data of this service, and it's hard to recover it. So here we can use the proxy address to use some proxy technology and to forbid if the user don't have the permission to this service, even they have the URL of proxy address, they cannot access this resource. And we can see on the left side, it is login with the admin, right? And admin can see the role URL and proxy URL. And on the right side, it is in a normal user, and they only can see the proxy URL. So, that means the user cannot know the real URL of this service. All right, and next one is the resource management. And here is based on the department. Just now I already explained it. Such as the departmental administrator only can manage the resource and user of his own department. And the portal customization. For the portal customization, iPortal provides us a code-free virtual customization tool. And we can see on the right side, this is the interface of iPortal. And we can easily modify every feature of it without any coding. And also the in-depth customization or extension development, iPortal is similar with iServer, it can also provide the extension development. Okay, and the last one is data app. There are many 4 apps of data. The online mapping, that is, it's kind of similar with iDesktop, but you can do the mapping online. And the same browsing, it is showing the 3D scene. And data insights can help us to do the online analysis and the visualization of our data and create applications. We call it web app builder. And we can easily create the applications with templates and without coding, such as the online mapping, the scene browsing, the data insight, and the create applications based on templates. Okay, that's all about the introduction of iPortal. Now let's start the exercise with iPortal and iServer. First, let's take a look at the folder of iPortal. Okay, we can see this one is the folder of iPortal. It's kind of similar. It's very similar with iServer, right? Because they are all based on Tomcat. And how to start it? It's the same with iServer. We go to bin folder, bin folder, and find the startup.bat. Double click to open it. Here I already opened one, which is this one. And it's the same when we see the startup in blah blah ms, that means the iPortal already started. And here we need to notice that the default port of iPortal is different with iServer. iServer's port is 1890, right? But iPortal's port is 8190. Okay, we can go to our browser and import localhost 8190. Sorry, it seems the network of my laptop has broken. I need to reconnect it. 那是啥来？其中是那个电脑消耗比较大。然后断，那跟网有什么关系？这不网没什么。那为什么网会断？我这是网断了。Okay. Okay, I think you already can see my screen, right? And here we can see this URL is the URL of iPortal, which is localhost 8190. All right, and it is similar as iServer. We need to create an administrator account first. And then click create, and then click next. And on the check license, click next. Okay, now we can see the home page. We can click the home page of iPortal, and here we can see this is the home page of iPortal 10i. It's in the dark sea. All right, and here we can see the resources. Can click it. Now there is only one map. There's only one map. Okay. 又断了。不是，我连的是那个公司的 WiFi， 我现在连我手机热点。Sorry, I need to switch my network. Actually, I'm using the data of my phone, my mobile phone. Okay. Yeah, and now you already can see my screen. So this is the resource and also the application center. There are some of the built-in applications. All right, and data-wise, this is one of the data-wise, and we will use this later. All right, And the data insights. Okay, this is the data insights. Yeah, here we can choose create your first data insights project. And this is interface of data insights. All right, and also map dashboard. For map dashboard, there are some of the templates we can choose from it. All right, and later we will use it. And also Earth. iEarth is showing. iEarth is showing the 3D scene, and we can easily add some layers from. There are some public data service, and also we can, if you use your iServer to publish your own data, you can also show it here. For example, if I click the first one, oblique photogrammetry data. Okay, and we can see this is one of the sample data. And this is, do you remember last time we mentioned the 3D, the oblique photogrammetry, right? Okay, now so this is the general introduction of iPortal. And now let's start our exercise, like how to make your own dashboard. First, we can see, yeah, we have one article of it. Like in our daily work in the area of big data, we are often bothered by the form of data expression, large amounts of data, many kinds of data, data presentation styles, and layouts of charts will always delay time and fail to show good results. So with the coronavirus becoming a hot topic in the world recently, governments and companies in various countries have set up their own coronavirus dashboard. So we can also make our own one. And so first, if we want to create our own GIS dashboard, the first step is to download the data, right? And this here I found one of the coronavirus data over the world from GitHub. And here we can download the zip of this data. And don't worry, I already help you to download them. And I think that yesterday there is a when we share the link of products, there is another link of data, right? Okay, and we can see here. And there are two data. The first one is world coronavirus data. And when we open it in daily, we can see this is the daily data from January 20th January to 10th. Yeah, these are some days of data, and they are all in CSV. We can open one of it, and this is the data I downloaded from the GitHub. Okay, and we can see the first row. The first field name is province or state, and the second one is country or region, and the third one is list update, the last update, and confirmed is how many confirmed cases in this area, and the deaths, and recovered, and also the latitude and longitude of this area. And we can see until this day, the Hubei, mainland China, and it has the most confirmed cases, which is 67,000, more than 67,000. Okay, so this is our raw data. And besides of this data, also there is another one is time series. In our folder, you can find the time series. Okay, and open it. There are 3 Excel data. The first one is time series confirmed, and time series death, and time series recovered, right? And we can click the time series confirmed. Let's take a look of it. Okay, and we can see this is the data of time series confirmed. The first row is date. The first row is date, and the second one is total. Total means the total case all over the world. And the third one is in China, and the fourth one is out of China, because that time China is the most heavy one. Okay, and in the late, these are all different specific area, such as different province of China, and on the right side, and then we can see like the Korea, like Japan, and also America. Okay, so this is the time series confirmed data. And so besides of the world coronavirus data, there is another one, which is world 4326.zip. World 4326.zip. Actually, we don't need to open it because the zip file, we can upload it to iPortal directly. But here, I just want to show you what's inside. We can unzip it, extract it, and then inside there is one data source. I think my colleague Qin already explained this morning. The UDB and UDD is the format of data source, the file data source, and we can open it in a desktop. Let me show you. Okay, now we can see this is the data inside. And there is only one data set, which is world. Okay, and but here we need to notice that only China is divided into different provinces, but others are based on country. Okay, like here is the Mongolia, and we can right click at the data site and click browse attribute table. Then here we can see the attributes table. And we can see for every polygon, it has, we can hide the system field. It has these 2 fields. The first one is country or region. And we can see it's Russia, North Pole, Greenland, and Iceland. Also, yeah, there are a lot. And on the second field is the province or state. And we can see on the last, yeah, inside of mainland China, it has the field of province and state. It's just the name. And this name is corresponding to the name inside of coronavirus data. To remember, in the coronavirus data, there are some fields. There's fields of province and the state, and also country or region. Okay, so this is the data we have. And now we can go back to and now before we start our exercise, here is another product we need to configure, which is iServer data store. Here, this is the folder of iServer data store, and this one, how to explain it? Yeah, this one is for us to configure the spatial database for iServer, and after that, iPortal will allow us to upload our data to iPortal and also publish them as the GIS service, as spatial service. And for the data store, it's the same. I think you already have it, right? And you can click bin folder and double click the startup.bat, startup.bat. And here I already have one. I already started up it. Okay, and the port of data store is 8020. Okay, so the first step, we need to visit the interface, the interface of iServer data store. So we need to import localhost 8020, and then we can see the interface. We can see the configuration page of iServer data store. And for GIS server URL, we can just put our iServers, such as HTTP localhost or 127.0.0.1, and the port is 8090. And the username, it should be the administrator account of this iServer. Okay, and then click next. Sorry, this URL should be the actual URL. So we need to open the CMD, and I need to get the real IP of my laptop, which is this one, 192.168.43.141. Right? Copy it, put it here. Okay, so now this is the page of iServer. Also, we can visit this page. You will see it's the same. All right, click next. Okay, next, after we click next, we can say this is the, we need to set the directory of the content. We just use the default one, then click next. And here, we can choose which type of database we want to configure it. Like there are 4 options: the relation, binary, tile cache, and the spatial temporal. And for this time, we only need to check the relation. And if we check the relation, then it will configure one PostgreSQL database in our PC. And we just check this one and click next. All right, and click finish. And it will take a few seconds to configure the iServer data store. Just wait a moment. All right, now we can see the iServer data store relationship. The components was successfully configured for iServer, and we can create or import data set from iServer data catalog service to data store. Okay, now we don't need to do anything, but go back to our iPortal. Go back to our iPortal. Okay, and on the right top corner, click sign in. Then we can input the administrator account here and sign in. And then go to management. This is the management page of iPortal. All right, and if we want to use iPortal to publish the service or use iPortal to upload data and publish service, we need to configure the hosted server. And on the left side, there is a server management. And we can click add server, right? And click add. Okay, and in the IP page, we need to copy the iServer URL and then put it here. All right, and the iServer alias, just give it a name, such as my iServer. Okay, and we need to check whether to be a host server. All right, and the manager account of iServer, we need to input them here, admin, and click OK. After that, we can see this is a server, there is a server, right? And then we can go to the hosting server on the left side and click hosted data configuration. Hosted data configuration. And here, this is for to configure the relationship storage. And actually, there should be the link. There should be the link of this iServer, but the iServer should has the data store configured. So in the iServer address, we still input the iServer URL here, and then input the administrator account of this iServer again, and click validate. All right, and we can see the setting valid. You can connect to data store server. All right, and click save. Okay, saved successfully. And now all the configuration has been finished. Let's take a review. First, we need to open the iPortal, iServer, and iServer data store, right? And for iPortal and iServer, we need to create the administrator account. For iServer data store, we need to configure the iServer information and iServer's administrator to data store. And on the iPortal side, we need to add the server inside of management page, and we need to click the server management and add server. Add our iServer as a hosted server. And in the hosted data configuration, we need to configure the iServer information again to make sure that this iServer is already have the data store configured. Okay, now let's go back to iPortal homepage. We can click the corner button and go to iPortal homepage and go to Resource Center and click Data. All right, and this is page of the data of Resource Center. And on the right top corner, there's a button named as Upload Data. Upload Data. And we click it. And on the data type, we need to choose SuperMap UDB data. All right, and the data file, select file, we need to choose the zip file. Okay, this one, world 4326.zip. We need to choose this one, click OK, and click Next. Here is after uploading, do you want to publish this data as service? Yes, we want to publish it as REST data service and REST map service. REST data service and REST map service. And click Upload and Publish. Yeah, now it is showing uploaded successfully. Now it's publishing. We need to wait a moment. All right. Now we can see the it shows the upload and the publish successfully. And here it shows the name of this data, the type, and the publish the services, the information of this resource. Okay, and if you click this one, then other user also can download this data by clicking this button, download. At the same time, we already published this service on iServer, right? We can also go back to check the page of iServer. Here, yeah, and then click services. And in the interface, in the page of services, we can see now we have one map service and one data service. All right, the map service and data service. For map service, we can take a look at it. We can click it and click maps. All right, and this is our map, right? And we can click iClient for leaflet, view with iClient for leaflet. Yeah, here we can see this is our data already been published. Okay, and we can go back to iPortal. After we publish this data as data and service, then in the resource center, we can see there is, okay, click My, and we can see there are two services and one data. But do you remember there is another resource which is map, and the map is different. The map is different with maps with service, right? So here we can also add a map, add that map as a new map to resource. So we can go back to iServer and click the name of maps and copy this URL. Copy this and then go back to iPortal, click Add Map. Okay, and paste the service address here. And here we can set the sharing permission. Okay, so I want everyone can search, everyone can view, and click OK. All right, now successful. Close. And we have a new map here. Okay, and we want to use this as a base map in DataVise. So we can go to management. management of iPortal and click Site Configuration and choose Database. And here we can choose this one and delete it. Choose the default base map and click it and delete it and click Add More. Then choose our own map. Click OK. And then click Save. Okay, operation successfully. And now we can go back to the page of iPortal and click Database. Data visualization. We want to, based on this map, to create a new map online. We can do the online mapping. Okay, and now we can see our map here, and we can add the more layers. We click Add Layer, Add from Search, and choose Data. Choose Data World 4326. And click OK. Click Add. Okay, now we already add this as a data layer, and we can set the color as green. So now all the features are showing in green color. All right, and then we can go back and click Add Layer again. This time we want to add the coronavirus data to this map, right? And we can click Add from File. Then click Upload. Yeah, click Upload and choose what coronavirus data and choose daily and choose randomly choose 1 day of data and click Open. And now this is a panel of how we want to add our data. Yeah, here the type is by coordinates, or by administrative division, or by city or address, and by coding. And here we can choose by coding. And inside of by coding, there are two fields. Like the field 1 we can choose as country, region, and field 2 is the province, state. And associated table is associated with the data service we published. And the associated field will be country. Field 1 is also country, region, and the field 2 is province, state. So that means it will associate between the CSV data and the REST data service, and based on these two fields to give the CSV data a geospatial meaning. Okay, and then click Add. Then we need to wait a moment. Okay, now we can say there are some of the features already uploaded, and the what is the purple? This color is the data of coronavirus data, right? And for this one, we can choose render the color as range. Okay, and then the field, we can choose it as confirmed. So it will based on the confirmed number and to render different color of it. And also the range method, we can choose it as a square root segment. Sorry, it seems if we choose the logarithm segment will be better, right? You can see it will be better. And the range number, we can choose the most one, which is 15. Sorry, nature brick. Yeah. The range method, we choose natural bricks. It's better. All right. So actually this and we can go back and this one we already can use it. This one we already can use it as our base map to do the web dashboard, right? And after we finish the online mapping, we can go to the left bottom corner. There is a save. Click it, and we give it a title as various map. Right, and click save. All right, saved successfully. Okay, and we can also share it with others. Click share, and then the state as public. Okay, choose set it as public and close. Now we finish the online mapping part. And next we can go back to iPortal. And we are going to do the most important step, which is create our own dashboard. Okay, we can click the map dashboard. And we just use the blank template and click OK. Yeah, now this is the interface of map dashboard. On the left side, the components, we can choose the components, and there are a lot of components of and we can choose to add it to the dashboard, such as the map. We can choose the map and drag it to right side and put it here. Okay, and then on the right side, we can see there is the panel of map property setting, right? Then here is a map. We can select map. Click select map and choose our various map. Okay, click OK. Yeah, we already can see the data like this. We already can see our map like this. And also we can jog our map, for example, here, and put it as maybe bigger. And on the right side, there is another one which is subcomponent. Okay, and we can open it. And inside of subcomponent, we want to achieve the function like when we click one of the region on this map, it can show the information of it. So we can find the identify, okay, and identify, and then on the here set it as variable. Okay, and the search layer, we need to choose this one. This is our CSV file, the coronavirus file, right? And so and then we click add to add this as a new file, new layer, and then display field. We can choose what we want to show. Like we want to show the country, right? And we want to show the province or state, and also we want to show the confirmed deaths and recovered. Okay, that's it. So on the left side, we can try it. When we click one of it, then this layer will be highlighted. This layer will be highlighted, and it shows the information here. Okay, such as Mongolia. At that time, there is only one confirmed in Mongolia, and no deaths, no recovered. Okay, so maybe now we already finished the part of map parts in our dashboard, right? And then we can go to the components, and we can add it as we can give it a title of this dashboard, right? Then we can choose the text. In the common component, there is a text. Okay, we can drag it here. And on the right side, we can modify the value of this text, such as virus map, world virus dashboard. Okay, world virus dashboard, and also set the font size of it, like 30. It's not good enough. 50 or too big. Yeah, we can modify it like this. Okay. All right, this world virus dashboard, and also if we want to add some charts on it, we can go to let's say to find the component, and to find here there is a line chart. We drag it to right side, right? How about if we put it on the bottom? Yeah, just for example. For example, we put it here. So this is a line chart. Okay, and on the right side, we can select the data. Oh, sorry, I forgot to upload the time series data. Yeah, we can open another link and open another tab of browser and upload the time series data. Okay, and here this is the homepage of iPortal, and go to Resource Center, click Data. All right, and then click Upload Data. And choose the data type as Excel. Okay, and select File. And we need to choose time series. Time series. And the time series confirmed. And click Open. And click Next. Next. We don't need to upload it, right? We don't need to publish them as service, then click upload directly. All right, now it's upload successful. Yeah, here we can go back to map dashboard. We can go back to map dashboard. And choose this line chart, then click select data. Now in my data, we can find the time series confirmed and the type is Excel. Okay, and click OK. That means we want to use this line chart to show this data, right? And then on the X axis data, it should be date, right? And on the Y axis date, we can choose some field of it, such as total, right? So this is total, such as China, such as out of China. And let me, yeah, and out of China. And here, there is a filter name number of displayed data, number of displayed data. And the default one is 20, but we need to choose it as all. Here, the number of displayed data, we choose it all. Okay, now this is already showing the time series table, and the axis data is the date, and the Y we can see, for example, in this day, right? The total confirmed is 110,000. And in China is 80,000, and out of China is 29,000. Okay, so this is about the line chart. And actually, we can see on the left side, there are a lot of different types of components, such as the date and time. We can add another date and time here, and it will show the real time of the real current time. Yeah, here it can show the real current time, and it's moving. So I think because of time, it's hard for me to show all of these components to you, and also it will take a long time to make a fun dashboard. But I think all of you already get the general idea of how to make the dashboard, right? So for this one, actually, we already publish all of this operation, like how to make your own dashboard operation to network. Such as you can find this article on LinkedIn. You can find this article on LinkedIn, and I will let my my colleague to show it with you. 把这个链接发到那个聊天的群里。And also inside of this, there is a YouTube video. There is a YouTube video, and it is showing all the detailed operation of how to make your own coronavirus map, coronavirus dashboard. And you can make it as this. It's very easy and simple. Of course, you can use some other data to make your own one. And besides of using the Excel or CSV data to make the dashboard, we can also use the real-time data. Like in the dashboard, we can say if we choose the line chart, and on the right side here, on the right side, if we click the select data, there is one tab is service. right? There is one type is service, and this service can be a real-time service. So if your data is moving or your data is real-time data, you can just put your service link here, and then the data will refresh in real time. Okay, I think that's all for today. And for all of our content these 2 days, yesterday and today, all the video and all the PowerPoint will be shared later. Yeah, I saw that there's one friend named as Baha Musa. I'm sorry, maybe I pronounced this wrong. He's asking whether we can share all the workshop by mail. Yes, of course, we will share them. And also later you can find all of these materials from our website, www.supermap.com. You can find all of these videos and screen records and the training from our website.